Consolidating gains starts by measuring progress made from the outset. Put the means to measure your progress in place and resist the temptation to move on to the next initiative until all the indicators are green. Identify the behaviors you wish to see adopted and model them. Our focus on the program today is on consolidating the gains in the fight against economic and financial crimes in Nigeria, which our interview segment will do justice to. Welcome to another interesting edition of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the appointment of Ola Olukoyode as the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The President also approved the appointment of Muhammad Hamman Joda as Secretary of the EFCC on a renewable term of 5 years. Olukoyode will take over from Abdul Karim Chukwu, who is serving as the Acting Chairman of the EFCC. Before his appointment, he has previously served as Chief of Staff to the former Acting Executive Chairman, Ibrahim Magu, and Secretary to the Commission. Olukoyode is a seasoned lawyer with over 22 years' experience. He is a regulatory compliance consultant and specialist in fraud management and corporate intelligence with extensive experience in the operations of the EFCC. Hamman Joda is the current Director of Finance and Accounts of the EFCC before his appointment as Secretary of the Commission. He is also a public administrator with extensive experience in public finance management. He holds a Bachelor's of Science degree in accounting from the University of Maiduguri and a Master's in Business Administration from the same university. He began his career as a lecturer at the Federal Polytechnic Mubi. He further went into banking before becoming a public servant. The two appointees parade impressive credentials, sterling enough for their new roles as anti-corruption czars. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, National Judicial Institute NJI, and other stakeholders in the anti-graft war have called for a robust, globally accepted legislation to tackle the issue of unexplained wealth in Nigeria. This call came out of a communique issued at the end of the 5th EFCC NJI Capacity Building Workshop for Justices and Judges at the NJI Jabi Abuja. Abbas Abubakar Umar tells us more.
According to the communique, there is an urgent need to enact legislation to address the issue of possession of unexplained wealth or assets. A speaker at the 7th session of the workshop, Wahab Shitu SAN, pointed out that unlike what is obtained in other territories like the United States of America, United Kingdom, Hong Kong or Kenya, Nigeria is yet to enact a law to address the issue of unexplained wealth. Shitu maintained that the issue of unexplained wealth in Nigeria has long been a cause of worry, as luxurious lives and lavish possessions that seem at odds with declared salaries have prompted inquiries regarding the sources of such wealth. To address this issue, the workshop rose with a call on the National Assembly to come up with a legislation against it. Other issues that form the body of the communique include the need for judicial officers and staff of anti-corruption agencies to learn to deal with new trends in crime and criminality, acquire skills required for the complex processes of asset tracking and seizures, plea bargaining, cryptocurrency, data protection, artificial intelligence, and other emerging typologies of economic and financial crimes. All stakeholders should make efforts to achieve full implementation of the Proceeds of Crime Recovery and Management Act 2022. This will ensure that persons do not benefit from the proceeds of their crime. The communique also raised the issue of a comprehensive whistleblower and witness protection act to aid the investigation and prosecution of corruption cases by relevant agencies. Participants at the three-day workshop featured the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariola, other respectable jurists, justices of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, judges of the Federal and State High Court, senior members of the Bar and senior advocates of Nigeria. Also present were the acting chairman of the EFCC, Abdul Karim Chukwu, secretary to the commission, George Ekungo, investigators and prosecutors from across the country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Chief Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, declared the workshop open. Abbas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation, and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
The acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdul Karim Chukwu, has called on Nigerians to be more focused and commitment to the war against economic and financial crimes. Chukwu made the call while receiving postgraduate auditing and forensic management student of Nile University who came on an educational visit to the corporate headquarters of the commission in Jabi, Abuja. Here are details of their engagement.
Chukwu, who spoke through the acting director, Public Affairs Department, Wilson Ojaren, said fighting corruption was not for the EFCC alone, but for all patriotic citizens of the country. He stressed that every stakeholder is important and has a role to play in this exercise of eradicating economic and financial crimes from Nigeria. He further stated that corruption is one of the problems that is affecting the progress of the nation, as Nigeria is highly blessed in terms of resources, human and material. But despite the potentials that the nation has, progress has been slow due to corruption. He therefore urged the youth to join hands in eradicating the menace. Officers of the commission took turns in delivering lectures to the visiting students. Deputy Director Creative Engagement, Wanyema Okeano, briefed the students on EFCC's engagements with stakeholders. She stated that the commission, knowing the importance of its stakeholders, have different programs that cut across to cater and give stakeholders opportunities to contribute their quota to the anti-corruption fight. Also, Head of Media and Publicity Unit of the EFCC, Dele Oyewale, stressed the need for new ideas in driving the anti-corruption fight. He specifically called for new insights through digital applications, creative resistance to corruption, and musical engagements of youths and other Nigerians to shun all shades of corruption. Also, in a presentation on the topic on the forensic investigation and auditing, Head of Tax Fraud Section, Joseph Yepwe, said that the EFCC does its investigation in a professional way and in the processes collaborate with other government bodies both locally and internationally. He stressed that being students of auditing and forensic management, what they need to succeed in their career is having an eagle eye, patience and professionalism in order to help salvage the country through their profession of auditing. Head Cybercrime Section, Nuru Buhari Dautu, spoke on impact of technology on auditing as he urged the students to be abreast of the new trends in auditing system as the world has evolved into a paperless era with the challenges of cloud computing.
The Nigerian Association of Computing Students, NACAS, has confirmed an award of excellence on the acting executive chairman of the EFCC, Abdul Karim Chukwu. The award was confirmed of the acting chairman when a delegation led by NACAS national president paid a courtesy visit to the corporate headquarters of the commission in Jabi, Abuja. Here are details of this confirmation.
According to the president of NACAS, Chi Hurumnanya Nwannevu, the association recognizes Chukwu's exceptional role and contribution to the field of cybersecurity and also in safeguarding Nigerians' digital landscape. He said NACOS also applauds the role of the EFCC in protecting the image of Nigeria in the fight against economic and financial crimes in the country. Responding, the acting chairman of the commission, represented by the Deputy Director, Creative Engagements, DCE Wanyima Okeano, commended the good works of the association and thanked them for finding the chairman worthy of the award. The chairman also charged the group to continue to stay true and collaborate with the commission, as the anti-graft war needs everyone's input to succeed. Speaking in the same vein, Head of Enlightenment and Orientation Unit Aisha Mohammed said the anti-graft war is not EFCC's alone, but needs all stakeholders to join in fighting the malaise. Chinoso Alexander Eni, reporting for the Eagle.
Rhymes, yeah. Whoa, corruption must to decrease. This is a canker-worm disease. When our people go live in peace, when all this nyama go cease, I can look back when I
see. Now here they walk, and I here at the chop. Sometimes this my work, it is very tough, and things go just wrong. But that one don't mean say I go put my hand inside bad things now. I know say if I put my mind to do this work well, I know say I go make am. I don't need put my hand inside bad things. I be mechanical, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
Ni mai sai da kifi ne, ina jajircewa akan nema, ina sana'ata na gaskiya.
I be a stylist, mu dey legit.
I'm selling phone accessory. I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a sound engineer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a tailor, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a barber, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a painter, I dey hustle, I dey legit.
I'm a fashion designer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
Be proud of your hustle, be legit, say no to cybercrime.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Coming up is Conviction Update with Abbas Abubakar Omar. Over to you, Abbas.
In the week of September 25th to 29th, 2023, the EFCC recorded 79 convictions. Enugu Zonal Command had the highest number of convictions with 29, followed by Benin Command with 26 convictions. Sokoto Command had 8, Ibadan 7, Kaduna 5, Lagos 2. The headquarters and the Maiduguri Zonal Command secured 1 conviction each, bringing the total number of convictions for the week under review, that is from 25th to 29th September 2023, to 79. I am Abbas Abubakar Umar, reporting for the Eagle.
The just concluded 5th Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and National Judicial Institute NJI Capacity Building Workshop for Justices and Judges had many speakers express their opinion on how to tackle the issue of unexplained wealth in Nigeria and the need to enact legislation to address the issue of possession of unexplained wealth or assets. But the Director, Legal and Prosecution Department of the EFCC, Silvanus Tahir SAN, had more to say about the theme. Golden Onwara had a chat with him in our interview segment. Over to you, Golden.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, since its inception, has continuously explored different means in fulfilling its mandate. This has resulted in various collaborations with different stakeholders in the fight against economic and financial crimes. For about 5 years, the Commission has been organizing a yearly workshop with the National Judicial Institute, NJI, to discuss and come up with a better approach in the prosecution of economic and financial crimes. This brings us to the topic of today, consolidating the gains in the fight against economic and financial crimes. This topic formed the theme of the just concluded 5th EFCC NJI Capacity Building Workshop for Justices and Judges. To discuss this, I have here C.E. Silvanus Tahir, SAN, who is the Director, Legal and Prosecution Department of the EFCC. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, madam. How are you?
Looking at the theme, what are these gains that, are trying to be consolidated? What are these gains recorded in the fight against economic and financial crimes?
Well, like you rightly said, every job at hand has its own challenges. The fight against economic and financial crimes, and indeed any kind of crime, is not an easy one. It involves a lot of work, investigation, which takes a lot of time and money, because without finance, you cannot effectively investigate crimes. There are times, like in these modern days, a crime is not localized. There are times crime has dual criminality. You are investigating from your angle in a country like Nigeria, and it has foreign dimensions. It could be in the UK, it could be in the United States of America, it could be in Ghana or any other part of the world. And it crosses borders. Along the line, you discover that you face issues of appropriation. EFCC is a 100% government agency that is funded by the national budget. How much is given to the commission? How much is enough to take care of its overhead cost, to take care of its operations? If you are to investigate cases that goes beyond the borders of Nigeria. So appropriate finance is one problem. Then when cases are filed in court, you have institutional problems. For instance, the one that comes readily to mind, delay in the administration of criminal justice. Let me give you an example, particularly in an election year. Once there's an election, any year when there will be an election, the year preceding the election, you have pre-election cases. And they are time-bound. Then you have the election cases proper. Once elections are conducted into various legislative or executive offices, there are complaints arising from those elections. The courts are almost shut down because election petitions are time-bound. So normal cases, including criminal cases, are no more on the fast lane. So you encounter delays. Along the line too, you discover that you will encounter delays consequent upon either the prosecution itself, their inadequacies. You encounter delays resulting from the antics of the defense. It could be the courts. Maybe a judge can be ill or is on assignment, national assignment. He has to abandon the traditional cases he's doing to attend to election petition cases. Even in the course of trial, you discover that movement of judges, particularly in the Federal High Court, when a judge is attending to a matter, before you know it, is transferred to another jurisdiction. The law is that the case has to start de novo, unless the case is part hard. And part hard is a case normally when the prosecution has closed its evidence, in which case the trial judge can be given a dispensation by the head of court to come back from whichever jurisdiction he is to come and conclude the case. In other cases where it is not part hard, that's why it has not been, the prosecution has not closed its case. Even if you have called 10, 20 witnesses, the case must start de novo. So you get a setback. You have to go and start all over again. Now, apart from that, you discover that there are legal issues that may arise. Maybe if a defendant or an accused person challenges a statement that is being tendered on account of the fact that the statement was not given voluntarily, you have to stop the main trial and go into a mini trial, which is called trial within trial. All those causes setback. There are other things like no case submission, which always serves as a stopgap. You are doing the main trial. by the time the prosecution closes its case, and it is now open for the defense to open its defense, he may choose to tell you that, look, I'm making a no-case submission, which is that no prima facie evidence has been laid by the prosecution to warrant him to enter a defense. So he makes a no-case submission. It takes his turn. So it slows down the proceedings because the judge has to take addresses on the no-case submission before a ruling is delivered as to whether he has a case to answer or no case to answer, before you know your fate as to whether to proceed with the trial or it terminates the trial at that point. Then series of other actions are triggered, particularly appeals and the rest. So all those causes delays in the administration of criminal justice. So apart from other various reasons why trial cannot proceed smoothly. So those are some of the setbacks.
The EFCC NGI workshop has been on for about 5 years now. Would you say that it has been beneficial in the fight against economic and financial crimes?
I shall without hesitation say yes. It has, in the sense that, you know, if you are well equipped, you have enough knowledge of how to do your job, it makes your job easy. So, like I said earlier, the interface between the commission and judges and other stakeholders makes people to understand, particularly the judges and the prosecutors. When experts are called to come and address those various themes during different sessions, x-raying what the law is. I gave you an example of like cybercrime, right? It's a new gene of offense. How many people ordinarily know what cybercrime is all about? You are talking of money laundering. It's a new species of offense in our crime. Even in those countries where the crime of money laundering emanated from, they have expressed their frustration. It's not an easy thing to understand. But when in workshops like this, experts are invited and they deliver papers, they x-ray those issues. What are the elements of those crimes? What are the connotations of those crimes? Everybody gets an understanding. Your capacity is built and enhanced, and it makes your job easier. So to that extent, the workshops that are organized year in, year out is nothing but a design to build capacity, which has, in my view, assisted a lot in making judges and other stakeholders to understand their job, and they benefit from it in terms of understanding the law and what their roles are supposed to be.
Just before we go, what are your last words? I mean, your advice to the judiciary and to all the stakeholders involved in the fight against economic and financial crimes.
Okay, my last word is that fighting economic and financial crimes should not be seen as an EFCC, ICPC, or any other law enforcement agency job alone. It is something that affects the fabric of our country. It affects all of us. If there is prevalence of crime in our country, be it economic and financial crimes, be it bribery and corruption, even in violent crimes, rape, murder, and the rest, you and I cannot sleep. So it's something that affects all of us. And my appeal is that all of us should own up the fight against economic and financial crime. It is our fight collectively, and we should all own it up so that we have a better country for all of us to live in.
It is clear that consolidating the gains in the fight against economic and financial crimes is a collective responsibility of all stakeholders. EFCC is taking the lead and urges all citizens to be part of this. That's all from the interview segment. I am Golden Onwura. Over to you, Aisha.
Philip, don't tell me you're still doing this yahoo thing, no. This is cybercrime, for God's sake, and our law forbids it.
Jide, my man, wetin my pikin go do now? This is the only thing I know how to do. Look, I make plenty money from pressing these computers you see here.
Yes, you may be making millions, but our country is losing more than millions. You are killing the image of this country out there.
Shoo, guy. How am I killing image when all I do is use my brain to collect what I need?
Have you thought of how those you are defrauding see Nigeria and Nigerians?
How is that my business? I am only...
It is your business, my business, our business to stop betraying and painting Nigeria black before other countries through cybercrime and any other criminal act.
Hey, are you serious?
I am serious. Don't you know it is the reason people from Nigeria are maltreated wherever they go? Have you stopped to find out why Nigerians are scrutinized and called names in other countries?
Man, I didn't know this my business has anything to do with the image of this country.
Now you know. Please stop it because EFCC is watching.
Okotoriba. EFCC kwa?
Yes, EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. Until we come your way again next week, same time, same station, with another interesting edition. Let's keep the conversation going by sending an email to info@efcc.gov.ng. You can also call us on 0809 3322 644. Use the EFCC mobile app, The Eagle Eye, to report any fraud you see happening around you. You download the app, you follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. And you can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. Also, remember to join us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on our web-based town hall meeting called EFCC Connect, where we answer your questions and note your observations of the anti-corruption fight in order to serve you better. I am Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with these words that says, expose corrupt activities and risk. Keep the public sector honest, transparent and accountability. Stop dishonest practices and ensure public sector employees act in the public interest. We all have to contribute our quota for this fight to be won. Nigeria is the only country we have, and we have to salvage it. Be patriotic, stand for integrity, and do the right thing always. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others, and do enjoy the rest of the week.